This office building, like many popping up all over the place, has electric vehicle charging stations. This one is a level 2, which means it's going to take you a few hours to charge up even a plug-in electric hybrid vehicle. And this is that Ford Escape plug-in hybrid electric vehicle, the PHEV. It's a pretty cool little car. It looks good, it's got a handsome design, it sits nicely in its segment, and it's a crowded segment. I'll get to that later. Comfortable seating, lots of room inside, lots of cargo space, and I am particularly excited about the touchscreen interface. Ford has really nailed it here. So as a package, it seems pretty darn good, even though the range is not anything outstanding compared to any of the other competitors. But here are 3 points I would warn you about. First, the price tag. Now, all of these electrified vehicles out there are ridiculously overpriced, and this one is no different. $57,000 as you see it here. This is for a compact SUV. Plus, on top of that 57 grand, well, you've got fees and taxes and all the rest of it. So out the door, you're going to be spending way over 60 grand for a plug-in electric vehicle. And this one, the Ford one, is not available with all-wheel drive, which others are, so that is a bit of a setback. And the performance, the handling, the acceleration, the overall vehicle responses, I would say they're mid-pack at best. So this Escape plug-in hybrid is practical, comfortable, and efficient, but in terms of driving dynamics, let me tell you what happens here. You dip your toe into the throttle here, and initially the thrust is pretty good, but then as you get going, things seem to slow down. So 0 to 100 kilometers an hour comes in a little over 8 seconds. The ride quality here is kind of mushy. The steering is too light, and it doesn't provide a lot of feel. So I would say that Ford has sort of swung and missed on the dynamics, the ride and handling part of this. I think it's a little bit behind, well, say Mazda's CX-50 or Honda's CR-V. And if you are really looking for a sprightly, fun to drive, entertaining plug-in hybrid, I would suggest Toyota's RAV4 plug-in hybrid, but there's other things to recommend this Escape plug-in hybrid. And one of the main pluses is this cabin. It's pretty gorgeous. I really love the way Ford has designed it from both an aesthetic point of view, but also a practical point of view. Let's talk about aesthetics. This interior has a mixture of colors, some creamy colors, some nice stitching on the seats. There's a bit of trim bit here in the dashboard. The touchscreen is nice and big. It's a good, wide horizontal screen, so you get all your infotainment cluster options right here. The vents are well positioned. There is a place to charge your phone here in the center console, USB ports down here. The driving position overall is very comfortable, and the seats are quite nice over a long ride, and that can't be said of a lot of vehicles today. So aesthetically and practically, this is a roomy, comfortable, attractive cabin. At the very top of cabin highlights, however, is Ford's touchscreen system. It is excellent programming, very, very easy. I easily synced my wireless Apple CarPlay with this system. The graphics are nice and sharp, and everything just seems to come together without any muss, any fuss. You do not need to be a millennial or younger to really understand how to use the electronic controls here. That is a huge plus, given that I believe the majority of buyers are over 40, not under 40. And the good news continues here in the back seat. Look how roomy this is. I have the front seat set up for me, and look at all the space I have. This is a terrifically well-designed vehicle if you're carrying 4 adults, maybe 5 in a pinch. And the cargo space at the rear also offers good news. This cargo area is massive. You can really stuff lots of goods back here. And there are some nice little touches. Cargo hooks, a 12-volt outlet. But there's something I don't like about this whole cargo area setup, and it has to do with the seating. The seats back here, they do not fold flat. Let me show you. Ford also equips this rig with some excellent advanced driving aids. I am particularly fond of the adaptive cruise control. It really seems to read the traffic really well, and you don't feel like you're being banged about, ping-ponged, and slammed about trying to adapt to the traffic around and in front of you. This Escape has a plug, so how far can you go on pure battery electric power. In my test, around 50K, depending on road conditions, how you drive, and the weather. If you use lots of air conditioning in the summer or lots of heating and defrosting in the winter, you will get less range on the battery power. The Escape plug-in is a city car with plenty of room inside, a handsome interior, and one of the very best infotainment touchscreen systems you can find in any car from any manufacturer. But the ride and handling, the performance, a bit lackluster. I also noticed that the build quality was a little bit spotty. Some of the panel gaps were inconsistent, and I had some squeaks and rattles inside. So overall, I like this rig. I don't love it. Thanks for watching. I'm Jeremy Cato, and this is CatoCarGuy.com. We'll see you next time.